FootJoy makes some of the best shoes in golf, and they have a wide variety of different models. And in today's review, we're going to talk about one of their favorites, the Pro SLX BOA. I'm Ryan Ballengee with Golf News Net. Thanks for checking out the channel once again. I appreciate it. We're doing a bunch of shoe reviews here to kind of cap off a great summer, get you ready for fall golf, which is my favorite time of the year. And one of the shoes we're reviewing in our series is this Pro SLX BOA from FootJoy. I've been playing in these this summer. I haven't been able to play a ton of golf this summer. Our club is closed for the summer. It actually reopens this week after converting from ryegrass to Bermuda in the tees and fairways. So I'm very excited to give this shoe a run on our new golf course. However, I've been playing this a bunch this summer, and I've really enjoyed wearing them. This is a $220 golf shoe. This is a BOA model, as we talked about. We'll talk about the implications of that in a minute. But that $220 cost compares to a $190 cost for the base model Pro SLX. It's a little bit more colorful than this shoe is. There's also a Pro SLX carbon model, which is a little bit stiffer for kind of power transfer and for a stronger player. We didn't review that shoe, but that is also a $220 shoe. So what's going on here with the Pro SLX? This is one of their top-notch spikeless models, and the Pro SL, Pro SLX, that namesake has been around for a number of years now, and I've used the Pro SL, and I gotta say I love the SLX way more than I enjoyed the Pro SL, and it starts with width. This shoe is nice and wide, and not only here in the outsole, which we're going to talk about, but in the footbed, where your foot actually sits. I have a wider foot, particularly at the toe region, and oftentimes FootJoy is just too narrow for me. It's hard to wear a lot of a FootJoy shoe for me because it just kind of gets bunched up there, and it really makes it harder to swing. If your foot cannot lay flat in the footbed for the shoe, then you're taking away power because you're taking away comfort and your ability for the foot to perform naturally. So by making a bit of a wider base up front for your foot, that's good news for you. And it's good news for anyone who has a wider foot. So stepping into this shoe right away was more comfortable, and that was a great indicator out of the box. There wasn't that feeling like your foot had to adjust or that it was uncomfortable out of the gate. It felt comfortable right away. One of the other things that really helped make this thing comfortable right out of the gate is this Ortholite footbed. It's the Ortholite Impressions footbed, and this is designed to be comfortable not only the second you put your foot into it, but also to mold around the shape of your foot the more that you use it. So the idea that it kind of gets used to your foot and kind of gets built out based on that over time. So it's a custom fit to you. So each and every time I play with it, it has got more comfortable, which that's great too. Obviously there's a point where it knows your foot, right? I mean, it is kind of molded to your foot. It's not going to get any better. But after about 4 or 5 rounds, it felt like it was an extension of my feet, and that was a really nice bonus. I've never really felt that way about a FootJoy shoe. This is the first one I've really felt that way about. It has a very nice leather upper. It has a 2-year waterproof guarantee on it, which is great. It's a good looking white leather. I like a good looking white shoe. I like an all white shoe. I have found myself liking that more and more over time, and so it has a really great distinctive look to it. There is a BOA implementation here that we've talked about, right? That comes at a premium cost of about $30 to this shoe compared to the Pro SLX. I love BOA shoes. I've raved about them for years because of their custom fit. What FootJoy likes to do is really make BOA part of a shoe, not make it such a standout part of the shoe that it kind of takes away from the entirety of the shoe. That's their MO about it, and that's totally fine. But what they've done here is have that placement on the back, right in the heel area. You pop it open, you twist it, right? Once you close it down, you make your custom fit, pop it out. This lacing system here for BOA, this looks more like traditional shoelaces. You pop it open, right? You get a nice wide opening, get your feet in there really easily, and then you go ahead and close this, and you see that fit tightening with micro adjustments. You can get it exactly where you want it. I'm a big fan of BOA. If you have that option, I would strongly recommend at least giving it a try. And for the record, FootJoy also has a BOA option currently in their lineup that's $130. So if this is too much money for you, to try to go try a BOA shoe for the first time, go look at that at a $130 price point, or even go to a retailer and go maybe 2 or 3 years back into their stock and try a BOA model that way. I think you will be very pleasantly surprised. You'll really like it. Now, they had 2 different types of foam in this shoe. They have Stratafoam and they have FTF Plus, that fine-tuned foam, which we've heard about over the years. And they have what the folks at FootJoy call different durometers, basically different levels of give, right? So Stratafoam is designed to return energy to you. It's in kind of the good portion of the shoe. You can kind of see it called out here. And the idea is that as you walk, it gives you energy back. So it's really comfortable. It's kind of like their version of Boost, maybe a little firmer. But the fine-tuned foam, which is really more toward the back and the pressure points of the shoe, that is designed to give you stability. And that is designed to make sure, yes, you are comfortable, but at the same time, you're not losing energy or as much energy to a Stratafoam, which will cost you energy in your golf swing when you're using the ground. And it will ultimately give you better stability as it works along this outsole system. So the outsole system, obviously, this is not a spiked shoe. I have a preference for spiked shoes, and I will always have a preference for spiked shoes. However, this system, as different as it looks, is designed to work with your feet to provide the proper traction on the outside of your foot, which is where most of the action really happens in the golf swing. Here, this X-wing in the outsole, this is designed to provide stability to connect all portions of the shoe. So as you're moving throughout the golf swing, depending on every surface, that's got you covered. And it seems to work very well. I haven't slipped in these shoes. There hasn't really been a problem swinging with them. But I do find it somewhat disconcerting that there aren't spike ports here, right? That's just what I'm used to. But if you're someone who is used to having a nub-style golf shoe, you might even be concerned that there's not stuff in the middle. But from what I have seen and what experienced, this has not brought down the ability of the shoe to function. And being able to leverage the outside of the shoe, which is where a lot of the stuff happens in your foot in the golf swing. Outside heel, trail heel, side of the shoe, right? That's what prevents you from rolling over either way, causing pronation, losing distance, hurting your golf swing. So those are positive things. This is a very well protected golf shoe with padding up here in the top at the upper. Your foot is comfortable with a 360 approach of padding, and it kind of goes down maybe about an inch into the shoe. So right around that above the ankle area is very comfortable. Opening is nice and wide. It's not small. Again, in concert with this BOA system, you can get in really easily. You're never going to have a hard time taking off your shoe, which is something that's kind of underrated in a golf shoe. They also have this molded kind of heel stabilizer piece here. Heel stabilizers have become a very important part of shoes. Back here you have the stabilizer kind of firming piece so that your foot doesn't move as much from front to back. But this is also particularly comfortable because it kind of prevents that chafing in the back of your foot. A lot of shoes that might have the kind of cut off here might dig into the back of your foot if you don't have the right socks, can cause some bleeding. FootJoy really likes to kind of shape against that, and they do so quite effectively. Maybe not so much compared to like an Adi, that they kind of have the more traditional style, but there are some brands kind of in the middle. I think about Puma being in the middle of this type of shape, maybe not quite this much, but it's effective. It's a clear call out and it looks good. You will notice also that there's quite an extension from the top of the shoe to the absolute back of the heel. And you'll notice that on different points in the shoe as well. The outsole comes out significantly from the upper, and that is all designed to provide stability. For a long time, golf manufacturers and shoe manufacturers really tried to dial in on comfort and almost at the cost of performance. This type of shoe, the Pro SLX and its precursor, the Pro SL, they were designed to kind of blend comfort and performance. And they have put more effort into that performance piece, and it shows, and it looks good, and it's a good looking shoe. Like I said, I have worn this shoe for probably a half dozen rounds over the course of the summer. I have really enjoyed wearing them, and when I want to have a spikeless option, this is my pick. It looks good. It goes with pretty much anything that I'm wearing. I'm not a fan of black shoes, black on black, anything like that. I like kind of a lot of white in the shoes that I wear just as a standout color. I like blues, I like greens, those types of colors, even oranges to a degree. But having that white as that firm base, I think that's the best option for most folks wearing golf shoes. So I'm a big fan of how this one looks. Again, it's a $220 shoe. It's a $30 premium compared to the Pro SL. If you want something more colorful than the Pro SLX, then go with that OG model. But again, I would encourage you to look at the BOA models. This has a 2-year waterproof guarantee, which is awesome. FootJoy's long stood by those waterproof guarantees and been great for their customers about it. The odds are that's never going to come to be an issue for you, but at least you know you've got that backing and that 2-year guarantee on these shoes as well. So let me know what you're gaming these days. Always curious to know what people are wearing, why they wear it, whether they choose spikeless or not, BOA or not, what they're into, and maybe they have different pairs of shoes for different courses or different places that they play. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. You can also get a hold of me on social media, other places, different platforms at Ryan Ballengee. Really appreciate it if you like this video and consider subscribing to the channel for more reviews like this one about this Pro SLX BOA model. I'm Ryan Ballengee. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.